Rugby League is back.
Drum roll, please.
You're a true Warriors fan.
I have no recollection of that hot take.
We don't all have to agree.
It's good to be back.
It's just a really boring team.
Oh, no.
Start winning some games.
I think there'll be a lot of changes to the team.
I've got them making the 8 for mine.
Let's go. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Advantage Line, TAB's Rugby League betting podcast. My name is Karl Tiley, joined in studio by my good mate Paul Moate. Paul, we're going viral, sort of.
Yeah, I know. I've taken some pills. I'm feeling a bit better though.
That's good from you.
Yeah,
That's good. I'm of course referring to some work we did on the weekend at the Warriors.
Oh,
Little video. We tried to convince some punters that Paul actually played for the Warriors. Wasn't that hard to convince people that he played? Teddy, come in. Would you believe it that people played for Paul playing?
You know what? I would be as susceptible as anyone for falling for it because those two big players who you don't think about for 30 years.
hold on a minute. Hold on. No. Wait a
quite a bit. And I can easily see my way. Yeah, that's a face that's been beaten up enough to go, you know what, he could have played back in the day. So I was happy to believe it. My only disappointment with the whole video, and it was one of the best things TV New Zealand's ever put out. It was fantastic. I haven't laughed that hard in a bit of content for a long while, was Paul being weak and not signing the jersey. If that bloke believed he played, that jersey was free to be signed and should have been signed.
I don't know if we could have let that happen. We couldn't let that happen. He was so he was being so nice. Like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah. You can sign it if you want. It's like, nah, that's an original top. Like, you don't want to ruin it. You
can sign it if you want. That is one of the great backhanders as well. Just like how desperate are you? You can sign it if you want.
Shout out to all the Warriors fans out there.
Oh,
There were plenty of Warriors old boys there, weren't there? Was old boys there?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And it would have been great if we could get one of them. So, do you remember Paul? Oh, yeah, I do actually.
You remember these two? Jerry CUC?
Do you remember that night out we had over when we played Manly?
Alrighty, good start to the show.
Great fans. Wars fans, great fans.
There is, and keep an eye out to another shameless plug of some content that Paul and I are part of. True Lies with the Warriors should be out later this week.
Yep, we strapped them up to a lie detector test.
There's some good fun. Luke Metcalf, Adam Pompey, and Dylan Walker. Good fun. All right, divided opinion, fellas.
Oof.
No surprises, Warriors related. I saw this morning. Not sure that it's been officially confirmed. Teddy, you might know the answer to this, but saw that the Warriors have been confirmed going to Vegas via the Herald. Warriors, Panthers, Raiders, Sharks. The question or statement to you guys, the Warriors are the biggest draw card of the 4 teams heading to Vegas next year. Teddy?
Yeah, I think that. A couple of reasons. One, I think there's been a massive mistake made with the team that they're sending this year. I really think they should have sent a couple of the same teams over and let those teams build some support in America. I think sharing around is silly. I think part of what you need to do is send it from different geographical areas. Well, I'm a Canterbury fan. It'd be great to play over there. I don't think Canterbury should be going over there. I think the Sydney Roosters are a great representative of Sydney. You know, there was different reasons for the teams being sent last year. But I think the Roosters are the most natural fit. Canberra, I get. Capital, people think Canberra's bigger than it is. Raiders, get that. Sharks, I don't get at all. I do not get why the Sharks are heading over there. That seems utterly ridiculous. But obviously in New Zealand, they're absolutely airborne at the moment in terms of popularity. But perhaps going to be on the first team in history to start every game. I imagine there's going to be a fair amount of travelling over there. Not much going on in New Zealand right now, I imagine. So they'll be all over to Vegas. Well, and what wouldn't you be? Like the event last year sells itself when everyone realizes how good it was. So yeah, they're the biggest draw, and I think that Warriors name is going to resonate well. And obviously you got the Golden State Warriors. They are, but that it really taps into that Maori heritage and stuff like that I think is really going to resonate well over there. I think by the time you leave, everyone who thinks that they know anything about quote unquote rugby in America is going to forget the All Blacks, and all they're going to think about is the Warriors, much like the rest of New Zealand.
And there it is. You just couldn't resist.
Another little dig.
I tend to agree. I think the Roosters, like you say, no brainer. I think you send the Panthers. They obviously are. They've won 3 straight. They're on top. The Storm would be another one, like the winningest team in the last decade, 2 decades.
And they're also from Melbourne, right? Like Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, New Zealand. It all makes a lot of sense to me. Like no one knows what Penrith is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing to go out with. So I think the biggest missed opportunity with the Broncos. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say if the Panthers don't win 3 straight, then Broncos 100%.
Yep.
But I think because they've been on that run, they've got that kind of.
You can call them the New England Patriots if they do 3 in a row, sort of thing, of the NRL. Yeah, well, that's what you can.
Yeah,
that's where the sort of you could think that the American public might resonate with them because they are like the New England Patriots of the NRL.
Yeah, you tend to agree the Wires are the biggest draw.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They could conceivably sell out home for the season.
I think they already have.
Oh,
I think it's done.
There it is. The wave is there.
Yeah.
Does it count if they don't all show up though?
Yeah. Tickets are sold.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tickets are sold. That's no one ever, like the stadiums are never 100% full.
Fair enough.
I think there was on Saturday, 23,000 at Mount Smart, which is 25's capacity, and man, she was rocking.
This has nothing to do with the divided opinion, but is there a push in Auckland or New Zealand to move to Eden Park? Just because to get, I assume it's bigger and
yes.
with a bit more fans. Is there chat about that, or just like, no, we love it at Mount Smart, we're going to stay at Mount Smart the entire time?
It comes and goes. I don't know if there's anything currently. It comes and goes. I think like the Warriors, the organization would probably want it.
Yeah. More
ticket sales, more people, better location. Because getting to Mount Smart is horrid.
Yeah. Is getting to Eden Park horrid, or is that close to the city?
Look, that's truly a question I can't answer. I don't know Auckland very well.
Well, it's just down the road from, there's a railway station not too far from Eden Park.
Yeah, it's pretty good trains into the city. Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's been a little bit of chat over here whether it would happen, but my view is I imagine it's very much League v Union, right? And there'd be a fair bit of antagonism from rugby league fans about going over there.
Yeah, there's still a bit of that. And Mount Smart is the spiritual home. They've got the tunnel, and I know they didn't use it last weekend where they did for the very first game in '95. I just remember that night, like I played, and there is that league, still a bit of that League v Union sort of thing.
And it's such a cool, like you're sitting on the field, like the front row is only 5-10 meters max from the sideline.
Yeah,
so good.
Well, that's always the argument. That's why, it's kind of interesting that the Suburban v big stadium debates left Sydney for once. But that's always the debate again, that balance right between, hey, when you're a small crowd or enough people just to fill it. The suburban stadiums are always better. But obviously when you can sell 35,000 tickets and you can only get 20,000 in, maybe it becomes an issue.
Yeah. All right. Good chat. Good serious start to the pod. Let's get a little bit less serious now. We're going to throw to you, Mawadi. For Mawadi's hunch of the week, please.
Okay.
Have you got one this week?
Yeah, I do.
Because last week was shocking.
Well, all right. Okay. Now I've got one, and I'm going to try and explain this so everyone understands where I'm coming from.
Strap into.
There's a whole lot of talk right now about Caitlin Clark, who is the shining light of the WNBA, straight out of college into the WNBA. She's a rookie, but all the talk is about her. Okay, you with me so far?
Yes.
Righty-ho. So she wears 22, okay? So 2 and a 2. So I'm looking for a couple of right wingers. Righty-ho. She averages 6.9 assists a game at the moment. So I'm going to have a look at, I'll round that up to 7. I'm going to look at the 7th game this weekend, and that's the Roosters against the Dragons. So I'm taking a right winger there. Now, they play today, as we record, in Las Vegas against the Aces. Okay, Vegas, gambling. It's all tying in here. I'm loving where we're going with this. So I'm going to take they're away, the Indiana Fever are away in Las Vegas. So I'm taking the away team, the away right winger for the 7th game of this weekend, which just happens to be Zach Lomax. And I'm going to double him into however many assists he gets today. I'll take that game, and I'll take the away right winger in that game. There we go. So it's Zach Lomax into another right winger, depending on how many assists Caitlin Clark gets today against the Las Vegas Aces. There you go. It's simple as.
Quick question for you, Carl. When did Paul's hunch of the week turn to Paul's overcomplicated equation of the week?
We've got a long history of this, Teddy. This goes back to the whole if thing goes on, then I'm on here.
Oh my god,
I'm on here.
For someone who's not that great at maths, Paul, you really put a lot of maths into this.
To all our new listeners, I apologise.
What about to your co-host as well? I wouldn't mind an apology.
Zach Lomax is paying $2 anytime this week.
Right. And
what if she gets 10 assists? There's not 10 games in the NRL.
No, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can go back to the beginning, 9, 10. There we go.
I cannot believe you encourage further in-depth of this conversation there, Carl.
Very, very easy, punters.
That was on you.
My goodness. All right. Nice hunch of the week.
Yep. Shout out to Caitlin Clark.
Big time listener.
Yep.
Now, before we get to the next segment, I've just brought up the initial Warriors team from that first game. And I'm just wondering who they thought you might have been.
So we thought about this.
Yep.
Martin Moana, is that who we think?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
With either Martin Moana or Jason Mackey, and you look more like a Martin Moana, if I'm being honest.
He missed a tackle on Alfie for Alfie's second try. I think
Martin Moana actually did that.
We don't know that.
We
were telling
fairly
you.
certain. Yeah.
All right, standing.
All right, we will have a look at betting last week. We're going to stick with you, Paul.
Righty-ho.
Against every bone in my body. But...
Okay, settle down. Right. Blake. Okay. 2 bets last week. He had the Raiders plus 15.5 into the Panthers head-to-head. $90 on that, unfortunately. Oh, good.
The $1.30 shot lead down there.
He wasn't the only one who had a $1.30 shot to trip him up last weekend. He had a same-game multi in the State of Origin game 2. Lomax to score a try, Latrell Mitchell to score a try, New South Wales to win by 13 or more. Ding, ding, ding. That came in. Came 12.92, had 10 on that. So he made a little profit for the week, and he is now only down $598.10.
And we are, what is this, round 18 this week?
18 this week, that's right. Surly, he had 3 bets. First bet, Bulldogs plus 6.5, Eels plus 7.5, Dolphins plus 6.5, and the Panthers head-to-head. Unfortunately, got tripped up there, $50 on that. Then he got
tripped up 3 times in that 4-legger.
Tripped up and beat up.
Indeed. Excuse me. He then had a same-game multi, Was to win into DWZ to score a try.
Hey.
And then he also took a State of Origin same game multi. New South Wales -1.5 into Latrell to score a try. Both of those were winners. He is now 166 and 3 cents up for the season.
Right on, Surly.
Karl swept the board. Sharks -4.5 into the Wars, +3.5 into the Eels. Sharks, no good for you there. He
All
had
the Eels.
Mully into Warbrick, into Young. No good there. And then he had the Wars to win by 1-12. No good there.
No faith. I told you that last week.
Yes, you did. Yes, you certainly did.
I said I'm more than happy for it to miss that one.
Karl's up 755.11 for the season. Teddy had 2 bets. Wars +3.5 into DWZ. That came in. And then he had the Wars into the Knights, into the Dragons. All looking good right now. Into the Panthers.
Oh, why did I throw the Panthers in?
Why did he throw the Panthers in?
Keep it simple, Teddy. Straight back. Keep it simple.
So Teddy's up 231.60 for the season. And I had 3 bets. Latrell Mitchell, it was a power play. Latrell Mitchell and Valentine Holmes to combine for 2 or more tries and either team to win by 1-12 in the State of O. No good. I had the Knights to win, Dolphins to win, and Panthers to win. No good. And I had Sunday try bingo 1-7. That never got put up, but I put myself down as a loss for that. Just I didn't want any controversy. So
Good man.
I'm down 487.36 for the season. There we go. Round 18 coming up, and we'll have some bets at the end of the podcast sometime.
Very, very good. Before I forget, next week we're going to relook at our ladders. We did this quarter of the way through the season. I think we're about 2/3 of the way through the season now, so we'll revisit our ladders, see how we go.
Can I put a request in?
Sure.
Can Blake be on the show next week?
I've asked for him to come on the show next week. We might get Blake and Surly. If you're listening, guys, text me.
Listening. Of course they're listening.
All right, where are we? Quick glance at the results last week. We're going to start with Origin and our tips. I asked for some tips pre-game. It was obviously a first half clinic. New South Wales won 38-18. Queensland did win the second half, though, 18-6. That's big heading into the game 3. Right. So, score was 38-18. Mitchell Moses was man of the match. Liam Martin scored the first try, and Murray Tuolagi scored the last try. Teddy, you had New South Wales 24-18. Not bad. Couple of tries away.
Yep.
You had Mitch Moses man of the match.
I did.
Well done. And then Latrell first try, Hammer last try.
Both scored.
Both scored.
Both
Did
scored.
not. Wrong order. Paul, you had New South Wales 22-20.
Yeah, not too far away.
Half point there. Latrell man of the match. No good.
Should have been.
Latrell first try scorer. He did score.
He did, yeah.
Val Holmes last try scorer.
Boy, oh boy, he's fallen in a hole. He's in the sea for mine.
He's not fallen in a hole. He's been dreadful all year. I cannot believe that he has escaped criticism until this week. He has been awful for the Cowboys.
Shout out, Val. I had Queensland 22-18. No good. Walsh man of the match. No good. I had Latrell first try scorer and Hammer last also. So half ticks there.
In fairness to you there, Karl, Reece Walsh wasn't man of the match, but he may well have been the worst player of the match.
Yeah. We did better when he was off the field.
Oh, how bad? How bad was he? He had an absolute shock. I don't think it will happen.
But Ponga?
There's got to be some talk. If Ponga comes out and has a massive game this week, there's got to be some talk that Ponga gets his spot.
I don't know. For Brisbane, Walsh, big bounce back coming.
Maybe.
Well, they've got a big game this weekend, the Bronx. So if Walsh has a big game, he probably holds on to his spot.
Oh, if Walsh just has a good game, I think he holds on to his spot. But I think if Ponga has a great game and Walsh is quiet, Interesting question. And Billy's not afraid to change the team.
Surly he's probably the closest in terms of score. New South Wales 32, Queensland 14. He had Edwards man of the match, Val for first try scorer, and Latrell last try scorer in the 63rd minute. So he got the winner. Latrell scored a try, and he was close to the timing of the last try. It was the 67th minute. But anyway, that's Origin. The other games, Dogs beat the Sharks in extra time. Was do the Broncos, Knights, and Eels combined for 60. Storm at the Raiders. Dragons slay the Dolphins. Cowboys beat Panthers in Penrith, and the Roosters smashed Blake's Tigers. Lads, you want to pick a game each? Teddy, where do you want to start?
Well, I'm starting with Friday night. Canterbury up to 5th on the ladder. Astonishing stuff. But what a 50s out of the game, what a tough, gritty performance from Canterbury that was. Well, they got off to a good start. Now, the storyline out of the game is Nico Hines, and really, is going from bad to worse. He's spiraling out of control. For a good player, a very good player, to cop this 2 years in a row, I do feel sorry for him, but he's going to need to mentally toughen up, because he had a pretty ordinary game before he missed that sitter of a field goal. Not what you need from there. So that's dropped from Origin, missed a kick to tie a game, and missed a sitter of a field goal. But pretty ordinary from him. But Toby Rudolph, holy moly, I don't know if I've ever seen a worse game from a prop. He directly led in the 2 tries, then conceded the penalty to level the scores, as well as about 3 other knock-ons, missed tackles, and penalties conceded. So. But Canterbury undermanned. No Connor Tracy, no Jacob Preston, no Josh Adokar. To come out and win like that, I thought was an absolute credit to that team. I think he's doing it. He didn't always pull the right reins, Serrano, in terms of selections and maybe attacking game plans and stuff like that. He's got the culture right. They are tough as anything. The Sharks are a pretty good team. They score pretty. They're not a low-scoring side. Getting to 14 points, I thought was exceptional. So Matt Burton, what a boot! Like the ones he missed were great kicks. On the one that he banked in off the post. So Canterbury now golden point since it was introduced, 77% win rate in golden point. So they're the kings of golden point, the Bulldogs. So and Birdo's our man. So really, really great performance. And I can say with absolute honesty, I don't know that I've been that excited for a win. Sitting on the couch on a Friday night, kids in bed, wife asleep, up and about, just like doing the old Brett Lee chainsaw. It was that exciting. So, I'm believing. I'm believing. I don't think the Bulldogs are good enough to win it this year, but I'm happy to say they're a top 8 team. And if Stephen Crichton is not captain of the year, I will give it away. His leadership and what he does, like even how he went up to Nico Hines after the game and pat him on the back before he came into the media, I thought was just exceptional leadership. So, I'll be honest, I was not as sold on the buy of Crichton, particularly when he stayed at centre as others were. I could not have been more wrong. Stephen Crichton, great player.
You heard that, right?
Things are looking rosy at Belmore.
Teddy just admitted he was wrong. You hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Producer, we can put that.
We'll talk about this in 5 years' time and tell you we never said it.
It's the first time I've admitted I'm wrong to people who aren't lawyers for the business. When they tell me I'm wrong, I put the hand up and you can see the point.
Matt Burton. He is very fast becoming one of my favourite players to watch. His lack of, I won't say he doesn't care, but it just seems like he doesn't give a shit. And all 3 of those attempts on goal, the drop kicks, like you say, it was so casual, and he is just kicking the shit out of the ball, out of the middle every time. Doesn't 40, 50 meters, doesn't matter. Like you could see the Sharks grinding to get to within 20 meters so Nico could have a shot.
Yeah.
Whereas Burns just give me the ball. I'm going to launch this thing.
One was still going up when I went past the post and he kicked from outside 40 meters. It was still going up. I would love, and this is probably never going to happen. You're going to need one of these to happen kind of just before half time or something like that. But the situation's right. I would love to see Birdo taking a 60-metre shot at field goal because it's not out of the realm. He could jag it.
Do you know how, like back when I was playing rugby, like we used to have cracks at like line dropouts and see how far you could hit it. To get one to go 50 meters, like coming down on the 50, that was like, oh, I'm God. It's so hard to kick a ball that far.
Yeah, very strong. They always talk about it, but he's legit a guy who can go punt in there. So.
Yeah.
Like, he gets the hang time.
You try and do it with a waterlogged leather ball that we used to play with back in the day. I'll give you the tip.
Was that 95?
Might have been 85.
Paul, what game do you want to talk about?
Storm Raiders. Storm they are such a well-run club. They turned up to that game without Pepe, without Munster, without Harry Grant, and then the Raiders scored just after half time, sort of against the run of play, to tie it all up. You think a number of teams would start to crumble a wee bit. Storm got better. They replied almost immediately, and they're doing it with, well, they did it on the weekend with 3 of their spine out. They've really, the systems that they've got there to bring players through and to slot in when their stars are out, just says they're a very, very good team. And if they're fully healthy at the end of the season, they'll be very, very hard to beat in the playoffs. I really like the look of the Storm team and how they're going about their business. They do look really, really good.
They've had just what's your Teddy? What you know how you do at the close games when what's the margin to count as a close game?
6-1 score game. So 6 in the NRL. They have had a lot of those. Like, it's not going to reflect well on next year. But I will say this: they have historically won a lot of close games. Like, and I'm not just talking 1 or 2 years. Like 20 years, they have defied regression on that front, which is incredibly rare. But there is something in the culture there about being able to get over the line.
I think I've added this up correctly, but they've 12 of their however many games they've played so far have been, the margin's been within 10.
Yeah, they've only won 2 games by more than 10.
Yeah, they've won 11 of those 12.
They've played 15 games this season so far.
Yeah, there you go.
They're laying 13.5 points this week as a little maybe harbinger for a bet later on.
Okay. And just quickly, I will take the Warriors Broncos. Obviously, our Warriors.
Our Warriors. They're back to our Warriors. That's good to see.
It's always our Warriors.
Come on.
Always. Pretty impressive start again. I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a little bit worried, shaky when the boys are up 12-0 and things start to slow down a little bit. But Tomato Martin, Chanel Harris Tavita, 3 tries between them, another one disallowed. They've putting together a little partnership, and it's quite nice to watch.
You should bring Teddy in here. SJ, when he's fit, does he go straight back in?
Paul and I had this debate, and I wanted to punch Paul in the face.
Yeah, SJ goes straight back in.
Thank you.
Of course he does. Well, I'm not saying it's the right decision, but how that fragments a club if he doesn't go straight back in is way worse than what you do if you put Chanel Harris Tavita back on the bench. I think there'll be some serious question of where they go to next year, but of course Johnson's going to go straight back in. Come on, Martin Moana.
Tell you what, so the Wars go on a 3 or pick up 3 wins out of the next 4, and then it's
It's exactly.
He won't be winning this week, so that might put a few.
I think we should have a podcast.
Let's cut this
podcast bet this week.
Cut this. I've noticed every time I tip I declare a loser as replayed, but when I declared the Warriors as absolute morals last week, one of the greatest bets of all time, we haven't had a replay of that one.
We haven't had enough time this week. Okay, we'll get it ready for next week. I think we should have a little podcast bet because I think the Warriors are a good play this week. I think the Warriors are a good play every week. NRL grid.
Well aware. You think the Warriors are a good play every week. Not 13 plus last week, but a good play nevertheless.
Good play, got the dub. NRL grid time. Across the top, played for 4 clubs, played for the Cowboys, Nathan Hindmarsh teammate. Down the left, premiership winner, has played for the Eels and debuted as a teenager. Teddy, your top row, please.
Tough one this week, but I enjoyed it. Premiership winner, played for 4 plus clubs. An old favourite of mine, Richie Faoso, 1.54 points. Premiership winner, Cowboys, another old favourite of mine, Glenn Hall, 2.03 points. And my worst answer, Nathan Hindmarsh teammate, premiership winner, struggled here, Andrew Ryan, 8.18.
I'll go next. 4 clubs, premiership winner, Bo Scott, 2.94. Cowboys premiership winner, Brain, Rory Jason, 1.59.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Nathan Hindmarsh teammate, premiership winner, Brett Hodgson, 5.96. That was also my worst. Worst one. Yeah.
Spicy.
In the mix, I reckon. Paul, what do you got?
I'm so angry with this NRL grid. I'm very, very angry. I started off with 2 Wizards, and then I put someone in the wrong place. But we'll get to that. Okay, Paul Whatuira, Wizard, 1.16.
Take one for 4 clubs.
5 clubs.
5 clubs. Who else? Tigers, Panthers, and who?
Tigers, Panthers, Parramatta, Melbourne, Waz.
Really?
3 of those clubs he played single-digit games for.
I've got no recollection of doing all of that.
Next one, Kevin Campion, Wizard, 1.27.
Second tick for bingo.
Oh. Now this one, I put it in the wrong slot. Jason Smith, 100, and I was so keen to put Jason Smith somewhere because I know that Teddy loves Jason Smith, and I wanted to put him in somewhere, and I meant to put him in the Cowboys, Eels, played for both clubs, and I just got so excited after 2 Wizards in a row. I slotted him in there instead of putting them down. So I really wanted to know how much he would have paid in the right slot, but that was 100. Too bad.
Tick 3 for bingo.
I was so angry.
Dreadful.
Your middle row, Ted.
Eels 4 plus clubs. Isaac de Gois, 3.13. Cowboys and Eels player, Dejan Arce, 3.69. And my favourite answer I could ever put in NRL grid. It's an absolute delight to just bring back the memory of this man. Nathan Hindmarsh teammate, Parramatta Eel, Paul Carriage, 0.11. Wins for me again. Who can ever forget that famous preliminary final? Thank you, Paul Carriage. I've built 20 years of content around Paul Carriage.
What was it? 0.11?
Yep.
Brain. Oh, Brain, was it?
Yeah, Brain.
Oh, Brain. Yeah. 4 clubs, Eel, Brett Finch, 3.69. Cowboys, Eels, I also had Dejan Arce at 3.69. Hindmarsh teammate, Eels, Mark Tukey, one of the Warriors greats, 0.5.
Okay, so I was very angry after getting 100 for Jason Smith. So I got another 100 with my next one, Tyron Smith. He obviously did not play for the Eels.
Smith family, no good to you.
I went to Scott Donald, 4.41, and Mark Tukey, 0.50.
And the last one, Ted.
4 plus clubs debut as a teenager. Main of mine, Daniel Mortimer, 1.54. Cowboys to booze a teenager, Brenton Bowen, Matt Bowen's cousin, maybe, or brother, I'm not sure. 0.38 brain. And Nathan Hallmark's teammate to booze a teenager, Ben Smith, 2.63. I found that category very difficult.
Yes.
It's hard to remember whether someone debuted as a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old.
Yeah, a lot of guesswork. I went 4 clubs teenager Scott Prince, 2.94. Cowboys teenager Jacob Lillyman, 3.32. Another Warriors great. And Highmarsh teammate teenager the T-Rex, Tony Williams, 3.93.
I went Chris Walker, 1.24. Scott Prince, 3.32. And I was a bit worried about this one, but I didn't really care because I already had 2 red squares. Eric Growth, but it didn't say junior. But I figured that, well, Eric Growth wouldn't be in there because he wasn't playing from, 98 onwards. So Eric Growth, 2.19.
Nice. Totals, Ted.
23.2.
28.6.
I thought you got me today.
No.
214.1. So I probably would have been around the low 20s.
Probably.
Probably. All right. Would you rather? Less directly related to NRL than others we've done this week, but can still play into it. Would you rather have to do everything in life at full pace, fastest you can run, fastest you can possibly move, so sprinting pace, but only have 10-minute bursts available to you, and then you have to stop for 5 minutes to regenerate that 10 minutes, or do everything at an extreme slow pace?
Hold on, Teddy already does.
Think slow-mo walking type scenario here. But there's no rest required ever.
No, fast pace. Everything fast, yeah. Gotta move. I don't like tardiness.
Fast pace?
Oh, gee, Tedeschi v. Eisenhuth. I'm still waiting for that matchup. We could run that after the fastest man in league races run. It'd be fantastic. In fact, we could run it at the same time. And
I coach an underage soccer team, Paul, and I'm not sure I'm faster than one of that team. So Tom might have me covered.
I don't know which way I'd go here. So what was it? You fast as you like, but only for a burst of
fast as humanly possible for you.
Yeah. Oh.
10-minute bursts.
And then you have to have a 5
then
minute.
You stop. 5 minutes.
Nothing. Well, that sort of sounds like me already. And the other one was
slow-mo type speed, but you never stop.
Well, if we're talking about the sporting field, you probably take the first one. But in real life, look, if you're going slow, you're going slow. But you don't have to stop every 10 minutes and do nothing. No, I'll take the second one. Yeah.
Do I have to do nothing, or can I spend that 5 minutes to punt? That's what I assumed I was doing.
You're stopped. You can't move. You can't do anything.
Oh, the other option.
You want to change?
I don't like either option.
Well, that's not the game. You've got to pick one.
I'll stick with what I said.
Yeah, I'm going full noise as well. I think you can get through more. Anyway. Match previews. I'll rattle through the games and then we'll have a look. So Eels $2.20 versus the Bunnies $1.68. Sharks $1.42 favourites over the Titans at $2.90. Broncos $2.40. Panthers $1.57. Dogs $1.50 favourites over the Warriors $2.60. Tigers $4 v the Storm at $1.25. Cowboys $1.78. Seagulls $2.05. The Roosters are $1.22 favourites over the Dragons at $4.40. And the Raiders $2.35 versus the Knights $1.62. Nothing overly exciting in terms of matchups for me. Team versus team this week, if I'm being honest. Obviously, the Warriors are an exception to that.
Well, the grand final rematch didn't do it for you?
No, the Broncos are at the moment. It doesn't. Anyway, I'll throw to you, Ted. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to start with game one. We're going to start with Parramatta South. I cannot believe the betting in this game. I cannot believe South on Saturday, 2.5 point underdogs, that as soon as teams were announced, they were 1.5 point favourites. Don't 3.5 point favourites. They should be favoured by 10. Fun fact, Trent Barrett has won his third end of his last 62 games coached.
Here we go.
Fun fact, Teddy has used the same stat for the last 6 weeks running.
Not the same stat. I've added one loss to it each week.
Keeps adding one.
I cannot believe it. South's won 4 straight. They've got Latrell back healthy. Cam Murray's back. Colin Matangi has been an absolute beast since moving to the middle. They've allowed 12, 12, and 0 points the last match. Return was defensively diabolical. Teams off a defensive shutout the last 4 years covered at 68%. Like, South's are absolute, like, they're not Warriors morals from last week, but they're that next level below. Like, they are a tremendous. I don't see how they don't start 6.5 point favourites at a minimum. So I'll be jumping on early too.
While I said I don't see any matchups jumping off the page, when I looked into some stats, this game jumps out as a betting game, 100%. To add to what you've already said, Souths have won 8 of the last 10, 18 of the last 25, going back to 2010. They've covered 5 straight. The average winning margin in this matchup in the last 10 is 19.6.
They won the last 3 at Combank, all by 14 plus. They've kept Parramatta to 0 in 2 of the last 3 at Combank. Like the head-to-head stats were insane for South.
Yeah, big play Rabbitohs this week, 100%. I like that. Anything to add on this game, Paul?
No, I'm in agreement. I love the Bunnies. I really do. They've turned the corner, and I think the Eels are still slightly. And I wish Blake was here. Just the bookies are just giving them a wee bit too much respect.
They've got Mitchell Moses, great player. It was sensational in Origin. They've named 2 debutants this week: Jake Targo and Charlie Geimer. Like he's playing players out of position. Like Sean Lane as a middle is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. When you've got Ryan Madison in the team, right? It just makes absolutely 0 sense. They play Matt Arthur off the bench. I think was fine in his first game, but like there's a lot of young players there. Against a veteran team like South, I reckon that you could do a lot worse than sprinkle someone with a 30 plus in the exact winning margin for South. So I think this game can get well and truly out of hand.
I agree.
And South, like their slim finals hopes, and they are remarkably slim, relies on them improving that for and against significantly. So they this is not just we can stop them up by 30, but they've really got to go. And when they're on fire, they've got to win, and they've got to win big. They need a couple of 50-point wins on the run up.
Currently minus 112 in that points differential. The third worst of any team. Another game I'm keen for your thoughts on, Teddy and Paul, obviously. Sharks Titans. Sharks have won 9 in a row, but they've lost 4 of the last 5. The interesting thing I thought here, I found Titans off a bye this year. They lost 32-0 to the Dogs and then 46-12 to the Bunnies. I get the feeling this could also, Sharks could run right here.
It's up at Coffs Harbour too.
Yeah. What do the stats say, Ted?
No real knock on the Sharks here. They've covered 28 of 47 as a favourite of 4 or more. They've covered 8 of the last 12 away from Shark Park. Obviously, the head-to-head stats in their favour, but I love the Titans this week. Primson back. I had 2 early bets this week. I bet South for back the Titans. Missed the price of the Knights. We'll get to that one. So some numbers here. Teams are scoring 48 plus, cover at 67% the last 4 years. Underdogs are scoring 56 plus. Since 2008, cover at 73%. Gold Coast have covered their last 6, getting 6.5 or more. They've covered 5 of their last 7 against top 4 teams. So, Coffs Harbour, it favours the Sharks. They won both games there against the Gold Coast. They've defended Gold Coast well. Gold Coast have scored 10 off here in 6 of the last 9 games against the Sharks. So the head-to-head stuff is a worry. But I love Brimson back. I love they've gone with a Kinney, Brimson, Foran backline spawn there. Karl Pereira's scoring tries at will at the moment. I think Fafita and Brimson and Fermor both just need a good game to get themselves into an Origin jersey. I like everything about it, and I am deeply, deeply concerned about the former Nicho Hynes because he never recovered it last year. Once he went to that Origin turmoil, his form went down. He is the greatest movie ever made was a movie called Blue Murder about the corrupt New South Wales Police Force. It was a 2-part miniseries. Richard Roxburgh. There's a character in there called Black Angus McDonald, and Michael Drew is a police officer who'd been shot, and he was accusing Roger Rogerson of doing it. And Black Angus, who was the chief superintendent at the time, goes up to him and goes, "You're not a strong person, Drury. You're a weak person." And you know what? That's Nicho Hynes at the moment. You're not a strong person. You're a weak person. And that's a problem. And that's a problem for Nicho Hynes because he cannot get out of his own head. And everything the Sharks do revolves around him. So I'm chips in the Titans in this one. Very, very keen.
Atkinson on the wing too, which is a little bit weird.
Yeah, very strange. I would have thought they would have gone Sam Stone Street for sure. Or moved Talakai to the centres and played Kaylira on the wing.
Any thoughts on this one, Paul?
Oh, I actually like the Sharks. I understand what Teddy's saying, and I'm still not convinced about the Titans. And I can see the Sharks, and I don't think the Sharks need a top game from Nicho to beat the Titans here. I think they can do it with him just being a provider, just flicking the ball on. I'm on the Sharks. I'm going the opposite of Teddy. Although if Caitlin Clark only gets 2 assists, then I will be backing Karl Pereira to score a try as he's on the right wing for the away team.
Paul, you're not a strong person. You're a weak person. You're bugging it from the start.
Oh, that's good. Dogs, Warriors. Warriors have won 6 in a row, 8 of the last 10. Average winning margin in the last 10 is 11.6. 9 of the last 14 between these two have been single-digit margins. Teddy, be honest. What do the stats say?
Stats don't tell a great story here either way. And the Dogs are probably like South at the moment. They've been that bad for a period of time that none of their numbers look good. So you've got to take their numbers with a grain of salt. But they have covered 7 of their last 9 at a core, covered 5 of the last 6 day games. Concern with the Dogs is points have dried up a little bit lately. And don't have a great record as a big favourite. So they're 5.5 point favourites now. Just fine. As against the 6, they failed to cover their last 4 when favoured by 6 or more. So Warriors play a call well, covered their last 3 at the ground, but some of the numbers in Australia have been nothing short of horrific. Covered just 41% in Australia the last 4 years. 11 and 25 against the spread against the top 6 team. And as you may well know, Canterbury are a top 6 team now, top 5 team to be honest. And they're just 6 and 13 against the spread off a double-digit win. So I'll be betting Canterbury here, but I'm not confident. One play I'm reasonably confident on, and there's going to be a lot of rain in Sydney on the weekend, a lot of rain. And so I can see the unders hitting be here. Hitting 4 of the last 5 between these two. Under is 13-5, and the Dogs are conceding 14 or fewer. 13-17 Warriors day games. Big worry for me here, and the path to victory for the Warriors is through the middle. The Bulldogs have a very, very weak middle. Not letting tries in, but it bends a lot, and that's where. And where's the Warriors' strength? Fanua Blake, Barnett, all those guys rampaging through the middle. So that's my concern. I bet the Dogs small, under small, but not confident.
How many? What's the line? Over under number of one players that Reid Marnie gets under the skin of.
You will get suckered. You will get suckered into that. No drama at all. Better clubs and better players have been suckered into Reid Marnie's trap.
Well, there's not. I don't think there's many players he probably wants to get under the skin of, though.
Fanua Blake's he's going to get a Fanua Blake. He's going to make him do something real stupid.
Mitch Barnett.
100% Barnett's in the mix there. Jazz Tavanga, Jazz Tavanga's going to get wound up there.
Yes, Dylan Walker.
Dylan Walker, of course.
Marata Niakore.
He'd be the one to be legit scared of that. If I'm Reid of those five, I'm like, you just do your best, Marata.
I was hoping that the Warriors would bring back Monty Beetham for this game, put him on the bench, and as soon as Marnie started to get a wee bit mouthy, bring him on, straight up to him, whack, off, done.
Take the yellow.
I don't know if you've noticed.
Take the red.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Paul, but he's very good at avoiding those punches. He mouths off and then gets behind a bigger fella. So you might take out Sam Hughes or Max King. You're not taking out Reid.
I'll tell you what, Monty still looks fairly fit these days.
Look at some of those Warriors old boys. I would not like to see Ruben Wiki, Monty Beetham, or Kevin Campion lining up for me, even in 2024.
Exactly.
Which does bring about my idea, which we discussed on the pod a few weeks ago. Bring in a seniors tour. I want to see this. Warriors very short price favourites on what I saw.
It would be good content. What were we talking about?
You're going through a list of things that Reid Marnie will be singing.
Oh no, I was going to say, did you see Corey Horsburgh?
I did see Corey Horsburgh. I did see the two. I did see the Warriors play a kick a goal when he scored a try. And then the Warriors play a kicking when he scored a try, which really kicked things right back off again. That was a good blue.
It was.
Headbutt into a 1-2 combo. Not something you see these days.
Here's the even money bet though. Who does Corey Horsburgh? Who's he more angry at? Those two Warriors players or Ricky Stewart? Because he had a fair blow up in the media about Ricky last week as well.
I'll tell you what, he played Origin, didn't he?
Yep.
Last year. Yeah. So four
I don't know if it was last year. It might have been a couple years ago.
He wasn't looking in too good shape. I'd say Monty and
he's never looked in that good shape.
No, but he looked less in good shape. Anyway, shout out Corey. So we're all backing the Warriors in that game, is what I heard.
1 to 12.
1 to 12, baby. 1 to 12.
1 to 12 is pretty much you conceding defeat, from what I can tell.
No, it wasn't.
We're backing the Bulldogs to score less than 18.5 points or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Any other games you guys want to touch on? Can the Tigers bounce back?
No.
Yes. I think they can.
Define bounce back.
Probably
lose by 40.
I think they can cover. I think they can cover the spread, which would be my. So they've covered 6 of the last 7 as a dog at Leichhardt. They do lift for there. They've covered 7-11 at home against top 4 teams, and the Warriors, as good as they are, haven't been putting teams to the sword this year. Still no Harry Grant. I like the Tigers enough to have a crack on them here.
Nice of you to put Warriors in the same.
Yeah,
fold as Storm
that was a great faux pas. Love it.
I think you mean Storm as good as they are.
I did.
It's got the Warriors on his mind.
Oh,
We're
this
converting
is
him.
great for the weekend.
We've got him. Yeah, okay. I'll be staying away from that game. Any others? Or should we get to some betting?
Well, there's a top 8 game. Well, top 4 v top 8. Roosters Dragons. I don't know. Are the Dragons exposed this week? Gee, the Roosters look really, really good. Although they don't have any centres.
Yeah, Suburban I thought played well enough last week. I'm a bit worried about Jennings coming back. I think that game really hard to bet. I have no strong view on that though. If the Roosters are on song, they're a team that can win by 40 every week. But we saw against the Cowboys, a few other games, things aren't clicking. They've got a fair stinker in them as well. Dragons are tough enough. I'll be a small bit the under, pretty much weather related, but no real push either way on the team here.
Yeah. All right.
For me, the other game we'll be betting hard. The price is gone here, but I'll be backing Newcastle hard on the road to Canberra. I think Canberra are going awful. I think Canberra are playing worse than any team in the comp, including Parramatta right now. Worse than the Tigers, worse than the Titans. They are playing awful. I know they backdoor covered it against the Storm last week, but that was an undermanned Storm. Raiders covered 5 of their last 16 at home. They've covered 12 of their last 38 against teams outside the top 8. The Knights play their best in daytime. 12 of 14 covers in daytime. Covered 5 of their last 7 day games when they're a favourite. Ponga back. Yeah, I like the Knights here a lot.
Kyle Weeks at 1 instead of 7.
That was a very strange late change last week.
He's been named there again this week. Not the right spot. He was doing so well in the halves.
Yeah.
All on hand.
Yeah, I imagine this is a plan to account for the fact that Fogarty's going to be back soon, right? They're looking for a spot for him to play. Making that late change an hour out from the game was not the time to do it. Like, I know they may have trained there the day before or whatever. I thought it was utterly stupid, to be honest. And I think Weeks probably is the better solution than Ruppner at fullback. But I think Weeks is the better solution at halfback over Cook and Ruppner at fullback now.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
Betting.
This time.
Let's
get
do it.
some betting.
Yeah.
Wrap this thing up. $100 a week each to spend on whatever we like.
Oh, yeah.
I have got,
No way.
believe it or not, the great man Ben Searle texts me with 2 bets
He sent
for
them
this
through.
week.
Wow.
But I do not have anything from Blake,
Oh.
which is disappointing because he's always sending his bets through. Anyway, Surly, 2 plays, $50 on the Bunnies minus 3.5, the Sharks head-to-head, and the Roosters head-to-head at $3.29. That is extremely straight bet for Surly. And then $50 on Manly head-to-head and Warriors head-to-head at $5.33.
Wow.
There he is. As I say, nothing from Blake yet. Teddy, what have you got?
I am going to go with 3 doubles and a treble here. $30 doubles on South minus, Sharks, Titans, South minus, Titans plus, Knights minus. So all the doubles there and the treble. So $30 on each of the doubles, $10 on the treble.
A little box multi.
The box multi. And
Right.
you know why I have a box multi? Because I forgot to put my bets together before this podcast. So. And they're the ones I like. So we'll be having that. So and Super Can on South. So.
Prep. That's what that is. What do you got, Paul?
Okay. I've got 2 bets. First bet, Sunday try bingo jerseys 1 to 7. That's paying $5.50 at the moment. I'm putting $80 on that. The Sunday games are Roosters up against the Dragons and the Raiders up against the Knights. I'm fairly confident we'll see a few points in both games. And as I said with my hunch, I'm going to take a double. Zach Lomax to score a try into the away right winger for the amount of assists that Caitlin Clark gets today against the Las Vegas Aces. So it's real simple to follow. That's it. It's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thank goodness.
Oh, wow.
I've got 3 bets. $70 on the Bunnies 13 plus at $3.10. 15 on a same game multi in that game. All try scorers: Alex Johnson, Latrell Mitchell,
Right winger.
Jack Whiten at $10.58.
Away right winger as well.
And then $15 on Sunday try scoring bingo at $5.50. That's me. Promos this week, Paul?
Yep. If we have a look at them, we've got the same game multis. NRL. Well, we've got the Oval Ball Mega Multi, 4+ leagues, 6+ leagues, 8+ leagues, up to $50 in bonus cash back, 1 per day. Check out all the T's and C's around that. What?
That's it.
No, sorry. 3 or more leagues, same game multi, bonus cash back if one league fails, up to $50. Thursday to Sunday, 1 per day. Check out all the T's and C's once again, TRB website.
Do these promos count for our bets? Do
No.
I get 2 of those 3 tries?
No,
$50
you
bonus
don't.
cash?
No, you don't get anything. No.
Okay.
Also, just confirming that the Oval Ball multi, what's that? NRL, AFL, Canadian football, American football.
No.
And the All Blacks.
That is AFL, NRL, and Rugby Union.
Still exists, does it? That's
Yeah. Which is where I had my other hunch, and I was going to use it for Rugby League because I wasn't sure which way to go. I was watching a bit of Game of Thrones, and a dragon got killed, and I thought, well, the dragons get monstered by the Roosters, and I thought, well, they're big outsiders anyway. I thought, no, the Dragons. Oh, Wales gets killed by the Wallabies. Boom.
Teddy doesn't know who those teams
Yeah,
are.
the Wallabies.
That made no sense, but I do have a rugby question. What, as a betting podcast, what's the overrun number of first grade games these 2 Wallaby players who have been signed by the Titans and Roosters play in the NRL? Is it 8.5? 6.5?
Well, no, I think Nawaka Tinawasi will go okay.
Well, I don't know who that is, but he's not. do you know how many Wallaby players have played for the Wallabies first and then come across to play in the NRL era? Like not a Matt Rogers going and coming back, but like a legit rugby union player playing for the Wallabies and coming to play league and then playing first grade.
Oh, Ricky Stewart played for the junior Wallabies.
I said the NRL era, not before the game was amateur and then rugby league finished all the good ones. Zero. The answer is zero. The answer is zero. So, all the while, the great Joseph Tamani's playing 1,000 games for the Wallabies. Matt Duffy plays for the All Blacks. All Black Matt Duffy. Let's not forget that. Storm reserve grader. All Black Matt Duffy. So, these guys will play barely anything. The only way they're playing first grade is because their contracts are going to dictate. I don't know what the Roosters players on, but the Titans players are getting paid more than enough that they'll probably have to play in first grade for a bit. But this is Garrick Morgan all over again, if you remember Garrick Morgan. 2 games for the Crushers.
No.
You don't remember Garrick Morgan?
No, but I will remember Paul
Thought
Carrick.
you're a Union fan. Thought you're a Union man.
Yeah.
Maybe next week we should bring a list of players we think could make an impact in the NRL from Rugby Union.
Yeah. Great idea.
It's going to be a very short show. The answer is zero. The answer is zero.
Are we talking like there are 4 major internationals going on this weekend, rugby union. If we have a look at those 8 squads, pick out who we think would transfer over to rugby league.
Let's do it.
Yep.
There is more chance of someone playing in the All-Ireland Gaelic football final who would make an impact in the NRL than anyone playing in the International Rugby Union this week.
We're going to end
Facts.
the show here.
I'll be honest, Carl. You should have ended it 10 minutes ago.
I know.
I've got a fair pick as to what segment's getting cut for the radio.
Teddy, thank you for your time as always. It's been fun.
Pleasure. Had a great time. Thanks, lads.
Paul, thank you, mate.
Very good.
And to all the listeners out there, we will be back, believe it or not, next week to do it all again. Cheers.